get some footage of me driving, get some footage of the countryside.
You're not even in the country yet.
Get some view of the outside.
Our goal to do a documentary took us into the heart of Mooresville, Indiana. With nothing but countryside as far as the eye could see, we didn't expect much from a family-owned apple orchard. However, upon our arrival, we were pleasantly surprised.
I can't tell you exactly when the first apple trees on this property were planted.
The orchard itself spans over 150 acres of apples, peaches, and rows upon rows of various food produce. However, instead of the employees picking from the trees, the Anderson family allows the customers to pick out what they want and then check out at the main barn. As we set out to tour the fields with one of the employees, we wondered, what was the story to this family-owned business?
My dad and my mom came here in 1969. And it was an existing orchard at the time. The guy that owned the orchard at that time did strictly wholesale. So all the apples that were picked here on the property were packed and shipped all over the United States. My dad was a chemical salesman to other orchards and farms around the Midwest, and he decided he wanted to do a pick-your-own orchard. And he started with a lease with an option to buy, and turned this orchard into a retail business. I think it's grown substantially. In the beginning, I mean, there weren't too many orchards that were doing pick your own. It was kind of a new idea, and it took a few years to catch on, but I think we've done a pretty good job. I can't tell you exactly numbers on how much we've grown, but I will say that we do no advertising and we always sell out of all of our apples. And I would say 99% of the apples that we sell here on the property at a retail price. We do very little wholesale. Orchards are kind of getting more toward the entertainment aspect. I mean, people are making a day of it now. It's not just to come out and get a value on a bag of apples or a bushel of apples. It's really to come and bring the family, spend the day, and be entertained. So there are a lot of things like corn mazes, hay rides, the food courts, all the different activities that are involved with entertainment. And I see that trend continuing where people aren't just coming to buy apples for value, but they want to be entertained and spend the day and make it a family outing.
You know, the Andersons, I know them, they go to my church, and so I have a personal connection with them, but also I think it's beautiful out here. The apples are amazing, the weather's great, there's a lot of people here, it's very friendly, good environment, so it keeps me coming back.
Well, the Anderson family are members of the church that I pastor, Mount Olive Lutheran Church, and so we know the Anderson family quite well, and they're great people, and they run an awesome business. It's a lot of family fun and a good chance to enjoy the beginning of the fall season out here at the orchard. I would say my favorite thing about the orchard is actually being out there and watching my kids pick the apples themselves, and then being able to get cider slushes.
Yeah, I think it's really the overall experience that we like the best, the opportunity that we have to be out here with the family, definitely picking the apples, you know, the pumpkins over here and the playground, all of it, just the overall experience.
Actually, no, it's probably maybe our 20th. I have a granddaughter here who's 3 years old, and when my daughter was 3 years old, she's now 30, she was coming here with us.
So, is this your guys' first time coming to the apple orchard?
Yes. Yeah.
How are you guys liking it so far?
It's really nice apple orchard.
It's really fun.
Do you guys enjoy picking the apples?
Yes.
Have you been to the rest of the apple orchard? Have you seen the facilities?
Yes.
And all the other things?
Yeah.
What would you say you like most about it?
The berries. I like the berries.
What's your favorite berry down there?
The red raspberries. Mm-hmm. They were really good.
Yeah, a lot of people think we just kind of sit back and pick apples and take the money, but it's a lot more complicated than that.
It's kind of hard to describe. It's very fun. I mean, work never gets boring. Everyone there is really nice. All the employees there are really nice, and luckily, me working the past few months, I've got to meet pretty much almost everyone. So
it's an experience for the senses, I think, between interacting with customers and experiencing the fall, dealing with people and their dogs and all their kids. You get a little bit of everything.
You do. You get a little bit of it's a different experience, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You do get to interact a lot with people that you don't normally get to interact with, and you definitely get all shapes and sizes. It's an interesting gig.
I pretty much do everything. That's pretty much what everyone at the orchard does, except for the head people. They usually work in the barn, or certain people that usually work in the barn. That's their certain job. But my job usually is anything that really needs to be done. Usually a lot of times, especially during the summer, I do almost all the work outside, from trimming trees to picking apples and all that stuff.
Now the cool thing is when we do apple picking, we get a belt, we put it around the tree, we put a thing around it like a basket, and we shake it. That's how we pick our apples.
So I typically work in the apple barn, selling apples, helping people decide what best fits their need, checking them out once they're done, making their purchases, and just, I guess, general apple knowledge.
I get the lovely task of parking people, which is actually a lot of fun because I get to talk to a lot of people as they pull through. And actually, I probably get to talk to about as many people as you do. You can direct them. And usually it spurs some kind of conversation every now and then. So.
The season involves pruning in the winter when the apple trees are dormant. We do a lot of training and weed control. There's a lot of spraying in the summer and mowing. We do a lot of thinning so that the quality of apples are better. And then in the fall, of course, it's harvest. But it is a year-round business, and it is a year-round effort to make the quality of our fruit sellable. And it's a lot of work.
Honestly, I see it either becoming bigger or staying where it is at. The orchard now is very successful already, and they make tons of money. So pretty much either it's just going to stay at that constant rate, or it's just going to get either even bigger and probably spread. I'm hoping that they will get bigger and spread. But I kind of just see big plans for the orchard, and I see it constantly growing.
Bye-bye, apple orchard.
We're coming back, aren't we?